There are some things that you are going to see on a cruise that you're going to find probably rude from other people. And does it happen only on cruises? Not really, but some things are specific to cruise ships, I think. Here are 8 different rude things you shouldn't do on your cruise. Number 1. Okay, this one is obvious. But it's chair hogs or people reserving chairs on a cruise ship. So whether it's on the pool deck or at a movie theater, people just don't like this at all. And in particular, when it comes to the pool deck people. There are people saving chairs not only for themselves and maybe one other person, but in some cases, you're saving chairs for an entire group or family. Well, yeah, that is rude. Number 2, let's talk dining room or restaurant etiquette. So firstly is people blowing their nose in a cloth napkin. Yes, on cruise ships, you often do have cloth napkins, and I've seen somebody blow their nose right into the cloth napkin. It was yucky. Please let me know if you've ever seen anything like that, but it stands out to me as one of the rudest things that somebody should not do on a cruise. Now, speaking of dining room restaurant etiquette, our number 3 is dress code violations. Now, there are no true violations, but there are some things that people have seen in restaurants and the dining rooms on cruise ships. People have been wearing pajamas to restaurants or wearing robes, and as well wearing bathing suits and cover-ups, particularly when it is evening. Another one is also wearing a baseball cap in a dining room or a restaurant. I think that generationally, this perhaps isn't necessarily bad for the younger generation, but please let me know what you think. Number 4 is parents bringing their children into the adult-only areas on a cruise ship. Now, in particularly the pools that are adult-only. I've definitely seen this on past cruises, and sometimes the crew members will say something, but I know recently this has been in the cruise news where some parents feel like they are entitled to bring their very young children into the adult-only areas because they can't go to the main pool on their own. Number 5 is disposing of plates and cups with or without food in the elevators or in the hallways or in the stairways. Now, this is something you typically don't see elsewhere. And I think one of the reasons is because while being on a cruise is a little bit of a free-for-all when it comes to the food and drinks. I think that's one of the nice things about cruises. You can actually just walk around with your wine glass all over the cruise ship, or even take food from the buffet and walk to your cabin. But at the same time, it does lead some people actually to leave their plates and cups in places where people can trip and fall, and it also looks really bad. Number 6 is elevator etiquette. Now, this is something that seems to drive people crazy. So there are some sort of rules as to when you're using the elevator on a cruise ship, and let's face it, there are a lot of people on a cruise ship. And while you can use the stairs, cruise ships these days may have 13 to 19 decks. So there is reason that people do use elevators. But rule number 1 is letting people out of the elevator before you go in. I don't know why everybody doesn't know this rule, but it does seem like maybe it could be different even culturally. Also, don't stuff too many people in that elevator. I have been in elevators where it felt like it was a challenge to see how many people could get into that elevator. The other thing, and I think that this one is pretty important, is if there is a wheelchair user or a scooter user, let them in before you, and in particular if they've been waiting. Number 7 is door slammers. So slamming doors is always something that really can be disturbing to other people, especially if it's late at night. Cruise ships often have thin walls and tight quarters, making loud noises like slamming doors, disruptive to other passengers. This can be especially bothersome during nighttime when people are trying to sleep or relax, so just be careful when closing your door. Number 8 is people who smoke in non-smoking areas. Many people find smoking unpleasant. Smoking in non-designated areas disrupts their comfort and enjoyment. Cruise lines set clear smoking rules for safety and comfort. Ignoring these rules shows a lack of respect for the policies and the well-being of others. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more travel tips. Share your cruise stories in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the notification bell for updates. Safe travels and happy cruising. See you next time.